Hey friends! So we are going to be doing a live video this evening. This is our episode number 1 of Sunday Money Talk. And so we've started these on the Facebook Live on debtfreespending.com's Facebook page. This is for YouTube. And so we're catching up so that our episodes are all on the same week. So this is the same exact episode that we did on Facebook about 2 weeks ago. So we're going to get totally caught up and then start fresh every week on YouTube doing the same exact video. So let's talk first. This is our first episode. We're going to be talking about how I scored our family beach trip for totally free. So each week we're going to be talking about a money saving finance topic. I want to make sure you know that I cannot diagnose, treat, or prescribe your finances. I am not a financial counselor or a financial guru. I am a teacher with a master's degree, and so I love to teach people about budgeting. And so these are money saving tips and tricks. Can't talk today, that I want to share with you and your family to help you save money as well. Make your money work smarter, not harder for your money, right? So the first thing I want to talk about is how I scored this past week's beach trip for free. If you follow me on Instagram, I've been Instagramming all week about our beach trip recently, and we did not pay like anything for this hotel, like zero, nothing, nada. And so one of the first things that I want to talk about is how we did that, okay? So we're going to be talking each week about budgeting. Next week, we're going to be talking about budgeting 101. And week 3, we're going to be talking about the difference between snowball paying your debt or interest rate paying your debt. And so next week at our budgeting 101 talk, I will go way more in depth on how to create a budget and all the things that go into that. But for this week, we're going to be talking about how I scored this free beach trip. Okay. So I am not a proponent of credit card debt. I don't like credit card debt. I don't advocate for credit card debt, but I do believe in using credit to benefit you and your family. And so one of the things that I have done is I have a Marriott credit card. Now, you do not need to pick the same credit card that I use. It's going to be based on your travel needs, and you're going to utilize a credit card to earn points. And so a lot of travel credit cards for points are great things, only if you are able to pay off the credit card debt that same month. So in other words, this is not items that you're going to be putting on that you're not going to be paying off, accruing more debt. That's the last thing we want on this show. And so we want to make sure that you know how to stick to a strict, tight budget and yet make sure that you are utilizing this credit card for expenses and then paying it off within the same month so that you're never paying interest, that you never carry a carryover amount on your credit card amount. Okay, so there's never any kind of like buildup of what you owe. It's just that you're setting your credit card back to zero every single month. So what you need to do is research all the travel credit cards out there. So one of the reasons I picked Marriott is because I am not a frequent flyer. I do not like to fly. I do not frequently fly, but I do love to travel, and I've traveled all over the US. I've traveled by train, by plane, and by automobile. And so one of the things that I've done is I've gone to the West Coast twice. I've been from Chicago down to Flagstaff, up to the Grand Canyon, over to LA, up the Highway 1 up the West Coast, up to San Francisco, back over to Chicago, back to Pennsylvania. We've done Pennsylvania to Utah, to to Yellowstone, up to Mount Rushmore, back to PA, and then obviously to Florida and Disney and back, to Nashville and back, to Dallas, Texas and back, and even to Austin and back. So we've done a lot of US travel, and so I love to stay in Marriott's. So for us, it made more sense for us to go with a Marriott Rewards credit card than for us to go with any kind of JetBlue or Delta or any kind of Southwest kind of credit card where we were going to earn airline points, because for us that just didn't make sense. And so we decided to stick with a Marriott card because we live on the East Coast, and this is another thing you need to research are the benefits of the card, where you can stay. So for us, we're able to head to like Virginia Beach. There are several beaches that we can travel to in the US and use our points to stay at those different places. So for our family, this was a wise decision from the get-go. We've had this card for several years. We put frequent expenses on it, like dining out, gas, groceries, you name it. We charge that credit card to earn these points every single month so that we can stay for free. Now, we do pay those debts off every single month. We never carry over a balance. We reset to zero all the time. And the other thing I need you to know is that with our Marriott card, we do actually have an annual fee. And so we get an annual fee of about $85. But here's the deal. You get a free night certificate with that. And then it also gets you basically to silver or gold elite status or beyond. So for us, that means that we can have like contactless checkout. We can ask for upgrades at any time. We are able to check out late. There's lots of benefits that come with that feature, and it's just to us, it's a no-brainer. And we budget for that $8 a month or whatever it is, like $7.99, that we budget every single month throughout the year to be able to cover the one night, and then also that helps us, obviously to have the card to accrue points. So this is something that you need to look into for your family, but I don't recommend this for families that are not good at paying off credit card debt right away. One of the things I do is when I put an expense on my credit card, I go ahead and deduct it directly from my checkbook ledger. So if you join us with our Budgeting 101 class next week, you're definitely going to learn that I love to budget to the penny. I love to budget to the penny. I want you to have a checkbook ledger. I want you to write it down, or put it in an app, but making sure you're tracking where every single penny goes is super important if you're going to live on a budget and pay down debt, okay? So the big thing I want you to do is check into the credit card you're going to look at, figure out the annual fees, find out what you get with this card, make sure that there are no hidden expenses, and do not carry a balance. That's my number one recommendation if you're going to do any kind of travel credit card, is you absolutely must not carry a budget from month to month, or any, not a budget, but carry any kind of like build up. So don't let any amount accrue. You have to pay off to the zero, like no balance, every single month, and then get those points racked up and make sure that you pay it, like I said, that you're paying off your total every single month. So that's how we paid for our beach trip. We spent 4 nights and 5 days for totally free. Loved it, had a great time, made awesome memories with our family. But I love to pass on my money saving tips to other families, and so I just wanted to make sure you guys knew how we did this. All right, so I'm going to let you go. Have a great week. We like to keep this video rather short, so here's episode 1, just how we scored our beach trip for free. Tune in next week for Budgeting 101, and then next week how to roll your debt payments. Okay, guys, have a great night. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm gonna have to figure out how to turn this thing off here. So bye, guys.